Hi, it's Ali from Inspiralized, and today we're in my kitchen and we are making my almond butter and spiralized apple noodle oatmeal bowl. It's a great, quick and easy breakfast idea that you can do during the week, you can do on the weekends, and of course it features spiralized apples, which have a great texture, add a little bit of sweetness, and then you get that great taste of a peanut butter and jelly. If you love peanut butter and jelly or almond butter and jelly, you're gonna love this recipe. My father and I, when I was a little girl, we used to always put huge globs of peanut butter on our sandwiches. So this is a adult, chic, upscale version of a peanut butter and jelly, and it's for breakfast. So let's get started. I'm gonna tell you exactly what you need to make this recipe. It's only a few simple ingredients. You start with 1 packet of hot instant oatmeal. It's about 3/4 cup dry oatmeal. If you are gluten-free, you can use a gluten-free version. Then, of course, we're gonna need an apple for the spiralizer, and that leads me to my next point. You'll need a spiralizer, and of course, I'm using the Inspiralizer. The next is a healthy tablespoon of jam. Try to find one with no sugar added. It's a little bit healthier. The next is 2 tablespoons of almond butter. Same thing, look for one with no sugar added. I love Justin's almond butter. They have great other flavors too, like vanilla and maple. And then we're gonna need a splash of almond milk, so just about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons. And then of course we're gonna need that hot water to make the oatmeal, and that is boiling over there, and we're just gonna splash that over. Okay, so I have my boiling water, and now we are ready to make the oatmeal. We're gonna pour in about 2/3 of a cup. It depends on how creamy you like your oatmeal. Just follow the package instructions. So I'm not gonna measure this out. I usually cover it by a 1/2 inch, and that's usually about 2/3 of a cup. So then we're just gonna stir it until that oatmeal and those oats really absorb the water and it gets nice and thick. And if you put too much in, that's okay. Let it sit a little longer. If you don't put as much as you would like in, you can always add more, or you can just rely on the almond milk at the end. So I'm gonna keep stirring that. And also you could add anything that you like, your preference. You could add cinnamon, anything like that. Some people add a little sprinkle of salt to their oatmeal. Okay. So that's done. Now we get to add all the delicious almond butter and jelly. So again, this was 1 tablespoon of jelly jam. Oop. And then we have 2 tablespoons of almond butter. And again, you don't have to add that much in. You could add 1 tablespoon if you'd like. And this is a thick peanut butter, so you really need to stir it. So depending on what kind of almond butter or peanut butter that you're using, you might not have this issue, but I like to really stir it. And then the flavors really get all mixed in there, and then every bite really tastes like a peanut butter and jelly. And as you'll see, the oatmeal starts to thicken and get that pretty color even. Okay, so once you're done with that, your next step is going to be to spiralize the apple. And I would say that that is done. And if you have little chunks left over, that's cool too. It's kind of nice to bite into some oatmeal and have a little chunk of jam in there. Okay, so I'm gonna move this aside. And now for the fun part, the star of the show, as you all know, is going to be spiralizing the apple. So you're gonna secure your spiralizer on the countertop. So we're using blade D for this, which is the thinnest of the spaghetti blades, and you just turn the noodle twister or however it would be on the spiralizer that you have at home. You don't need to do anything to prepare your apple. All you have to do is center it on the spiralizer, secure the other hand on the opposite side, and then all you do is spiralize. And you'll want to do this as the last step because you don't want those apple noodles to start to brown as the oxygen hits them and they oxidize. So obviously that's a lot of apple, beautiful apple noodles. I'm only going to use about half of them, so if you wanted to double this recipe, keep it the same with 1 apple, but double all the rest of the ingredients, and then you can make it for 2. And then finally, of course, we grab that almond milk, put a little splash on there, and that's it. We have this beautiful bowl of almond butter and jelly with spiralized apples. It's easy to make, it only took a couple minutes, and it's beautiful. It's packed with protein, healthy oats, and you will feel fueled and nourished until your next meal, so it'll fill you up, and of course it's beautiful and fun to eat. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. If you like it, always give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe so you get alerts to future videos. And if you end up making this or you have any questions, leave something in the comments and I will do my best to respond. And if you don't mind me, I'm gonna be eating this for breakfast. Love this. My dad would too. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.